All right, New England weather weenies, let's recap Sunday, June 23rd. There were some hits, there were some misses. Let's break it down. There were 33 tornado warnings in all of the Northeast yesterday. That includes Pennsylvania, New York, West Virginia, Ohio. There were 13 tornado warnings yesterday in New England, 4 in Vermont, 5 in New Hampshire, 4 in Connecticut. The yellows here show all the severe thunderstorm warnings that were issued. As I was saying, for 2 days leading up to this event, there's going to be many of you out there that saw nothing and are like, that was a huge bust. That was ridiculous. But those that were affected will tell you otherwise. The southern New Hampshire storm did some really amazing things. And if you scroll through Twitter, here's a view from New Boston, put down lots of funnel clouds, really great supercell thunderstorm, time lapse of the storm in Stratham. Once again, just these are not the kind of storms we see in New England. This is another one, Chesterfield, New Hampshire, where there's probably an embedded tornado in that, at least according to Reed Timmer. He's pretty sure there is. Look at this rotating supercell from Greenfield. This is where we were on it briefly yesterday. And here's the brief touchdown that was recorded in Dublin as well. Also, lots of you sent me amazing pictures and videos from all over New England. You did on Instagram, on Facebook, everywhere. Risa sent me some pictures that we saw from Greenfield and Peterborough. This is the same storm that produced the brief tornado in Dublin. When we were on the top of Crotched Mountain watching, the rising motion in the storm right here was wild. I would have loved to have seen the ground there. For those who followed along with the live stream, we have the radar and the velocity couplet showing where there's rotation. And that's just a massive mesocyclone, an area of rotation, passing right over my house. Kate sent me this super sweet ominous photo. Great captures from Hawk's Images. Take a look at that. That cauliflower shape, super indicative of like fast rising motion, major convection. Fantastic telltale for a severe storm. Received word about a house that got hit by lightning. Begun to dig through all the TikTok videos. This is a brief land spout that Meadow found. And this is a crazy good close-up of the tornado that was caught by drone in Dublin by Dan. Super interesting day for New England. I know there's a whole bunch of you that got absolutely nothing. And quite a few of you that messaged me kind of in the early evening and were like, what the heck, we didn't get anything. And then later on you were like, oh. Good news is the forecast data from yesterday lives in infamy. So let me show you what it said and what changed. So we looked at this a lot yesterday and saw the initial line of storms and then the cold front that was going to come through. And when we looked at the models, it really looked like the convection was going to be centered in central Vermont, central New Hampshire, leaving the southern areas a little dry. What ended up happening was this happened, but it just moved about 50 miles further south. This is because of the timing and the position of that warm front coming along with the cold front. And the air north of that warm front was really cool. It was like in the 60s, where south of there, it got really hot, muggy, humid, and gross. That cool air to the north was far too stable, so when the storms and stuff came through there, they didn't have any power. They were just blah rain showers. That southernmost storm, though, that passed through southern Vermont, went through Brattleboro, from Keene, all the way across through Manchester. That one was powerful. Lots of high wind reports from the storms yesterday, unless you lived in Massachusetts or Rhode Island. Given what the conditions were, we are super lucky that we did not see more tornadoes, more severe weather in the area. It's a good thing, but I know it also kind of sucks because a lot of people out there were bracing for the worst. And some of you saw it. For those of you that were under tornado warnings and went to your basement, for those that were following along with the live stream and understand what was happening, the messages that I've gotten from people saying, thank you so much for keeping us informed and telling me what's going on. It's awesome. It's super appreciated. And I've gotten lots of messages too saying, what a bust and you're full of poo-poo, you know? And it's like, we're going to get both and that's fine. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing because I love weather, I love meteorology, and I want to make sure you guys have the information that you need. So sorry, not sorry. Like I said, there's a lot of people who I told you yesterday. I told you the day before that. A lot of you are going to see absolutely nothing and be like, what the hell? But for those of you that did, for those of you that went to your basement, for those of you that were put under a tornado warning, you knew what was going on. Lots of other good questions came from yesterday. I know if you followed the live stream, we talked about wall clouds and V-notches, and we talked about velocity, imagery and stuff like that. A lot of good questions. A few posted here too. We'll try to catch up on those. But if you do have questions about yesterday, post them down below and we'll go through and I'll see which ones I can find and answer for you. Glad and hope everybody is safe. Yesterday was a super exciting weather day. Things are going to calm down a little bit. We'll do an update on the forecast a little bit later.